I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I'm a daughter, I'm a teacher, an educator, I'm an auntie, I'm all these great things. I am Carlita Scarboro-Vazquez, Central Library, Studio A. My artistic style and process is interdisciplinary, which means mixed media. I use all different types of materials. I started off as a painter originally. I went to Howard University, graduated with a fine arts degree from Howard, and I was a printmaker, painter, mixed media, or the example or experimental studio was my actual degree. And so I started off using my hands, and then I started getting more into like a technical background. And with work, I worked a lot with computers. I worked like behind the scenes, and then when we went to COVID, I started mixing a lot of digital work in with my traditional painting work. And it was more so out of convenience. It was more so out of, just space, materials, access to things. But I started liking it because it was a lot more fluid. It was a lot more progressive and, intuitive. And then I was able to marry like the old way of doing things with the new way, and they meshed well together. So hence I do a lot of mixed media and interdisciplinary work. The inspiration I get from my work is things around me. I use common everyday things, and my grandma, my ancestors are like common everyday things for me. I talk to my mother like every day, literally, and I take her advice, and I look at things, and we talk a lot about timing. We talk a lot about like the pace of life. So when I started to create the work, I started thinking more in terms of lessons that I've learned. I started looking at, like, oh, why can't I get this finished? And then I realized, oh, it's time. Time is key. Time, like if you go through certain processes, they're going to always work themselves out, over time. But then I'm also a digital, a heady, a artsy girl. So with this piece over here, I got more into myself. I got a chance to get lost in the work, to just go to delve into, and then I started thinking more about like the circuitries, like the computers, and it's like a network. Everything connects. But then my grandmother, she's a plant person. So if you see across her face, there's like a vine, and and that's the same connection system. So you have two different types of networks. One that's more traditional and new, and and you have like the city and those types of things. But then you also have the old ways of doing things, which is through agriculture, which is those type of things where you still preserve, and then it grows and it networks into different systems. I like to do immersive work so that whoever my viewer is, you feel like you're part of my world. Being in the library is like the best experience ever. The reason why is I'm an educator. So a lot of times when I'm telling students or when I'm talking to people, I don't like to just talk. I like to have facts to support it. So guess what? We in the library. So when I do the whole concept of the real tea, if I tell you a fact, for instance, I have the Edo sisters as part of the work that I'm doing, which are women that were of Japanese culture, but were women of color. But it's not something that I'm just telling you and making up. Go look it up, because we're in the library. That information is readily available. Same thing with history, with different types of things that I use with technology. It's not a mystery. We are here in a resource, and we're a hub. So I feel like not only is my job as an artist to just entertain or make it look beautiful, but to educate. Empower Her has been the best thing that has happened to me, and big shout out to Tisha Smith, because she has been pivotal. We did Real Surreal, we did Empower Her 1, Empower Her 2, and then now Artist in Residency for it. So it's a blessing, and I've been working with her over the years, and it's just being able to see my light. I am Carlita Scarboro-Vazquez, Central Library, Studio A. I will be here till May 18th. You can find me on social media, Instagram, C_U_sunshine. And then you can also find me on Linktree at C Vasquez Art.